Miami, South Beach, bringing the heat, Can y'all feel that? Can y'all feel that? Jig it out, Here I am in the place where I come let go. In Miami, the base and the sunset low. Every day like a Mardi Gras. Everybody party all day, no work, all play, okay? So we sip a little something, leave the rest to spill. Me and Charlie at the bar running up a high bill, nothing less than ill.
Welcome back to the MBH Podcast, Money Buys Happiness. Guys, I know we're in a little bit of a different setting, and it's a good thing. We're out here in fucking Miami Beach. It's the Miami Beach season, to be honest. Season 6, but we're just going to call it the Miami Beach season. Before we get into this episode, because this is going to be a fucking heater, I just want to say thank you to everybody showing us love, liking, subscribing, doing the fucking duties, man. It's you guys doing that's just keeping us running, just keeping the energy going strong, and you guys are fucking killing it. The comments have been fucking jokes recently under our shit, so keep that shit up. We love it. And if Ernesto's not answering his DMs, call him out on it.
No, I answer all my fucking DMs. That's you, buddy.
But with that being said, we want to welcome back Mr. Daniel G. What's up, brother? How are you?
Round two. I'm excited. Miami Beach edition.
My guy.
This is Canada meets States right now.
You're so fucking tanned right now, bro.
You guys are like, I gotta catch up.
Bro, fuck, bro, I thought I was tanned, bro. What's up, Dan?
Good, man. Why do you guys think the comments have been funny? I just wanted to know.
Yo, honestly, bro, like as of late, we've been just speaking our fucking mind. Bro.
Yeah,
right.
You know, like we don't give a fuck, bro.
So you guys mean in funny as in like people with their opinions?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, but it's like good. We get a lot of like. Actually, a lot of more people agreeing with us as of late.
Yeah.
But you know how we are, bro. We speak our fucking mind.
Yeah.
Put
People
it
love
out
it.
there, and
people love it.
That's been a lot of the growth, man. You just put yourself out there, say what you really feel, and you'd be surprised how many people out there agree with you. You know?
Yeah.
But listen, Dan, I want to before we get into all the crazy shit, I want to ask you, why Miami? How long you been here? Like, what's the vibe here? What are you doing here? What's the move?
Man, I said like sometimes I'll just be like on my porch, like smoking a cigar with my shirt off at fucking 11:30 at like nighttime or in the fucking morning, either or with a fucking espresso, and then I'll turn on a live stream. I'm like, what do you mean, why Miami?
Yeah,
I have a fucking cigar in my hand. Okay, it's 27 degrees.
Yeah,
why not?
Yeah.
I always say like, just why not?
Yeah.
Like all reality. Number one, listen, everything's here. It's open right now.
Yeah.
Mayor does a great fucking job. People are living.
Yeah.
Things are moving. A lot of people are moving here. A lot of people in our space, different, coaches, entrepreneurs, athletes, celebrities, everybody's moving down here. So, and it's fucking cold in Canada right now.
Yep.
And I had the ability, I worked my ass off just like you guys over the last decade. So I had the ability to pick up and go and bring a couple of my guys down here and, do the whole transition over the next year down to Miami.
So let's talk about a little bit about, I know we did this last time we had you, but I want to dive back in because maybe you've adapted your business in some sort of ways in the past year or so. So what are you doing here right now? Like what's your business model here?
Yeah, I'm still, so like my agency can run, my sales agency, how we could train and outsource people, I could still run it virtually.
Yeah.
Because like my business partner does a majority of like the operations and systems behind the business.
Okay.
But as my brand grows, as I do more events coming out here and doing a lot more events, etc.
Yeah.
It just becomes easier to recruit and hire salespeople, and then boom, let my sales managers and my business partner manage them. Right.
Of course.
That's one. Two, I think I'm tripling down on events this year.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna fucking triple down, meaning like, I felt like I was only able to put like 20-30% into my brand when I was running my agency. One, because like there's not a lot of things just like you guys know happening in Canada.
Yeah.
Right. And I feel like when I'm in the States, somebody has to go do an event, boom, I could pop over to LA, I could pop over to Dallas without thinking of all these fucking headaches of traveling, crossing boarding, etc. So I just, a lot more collaborations, a lot more events, start another sales agency office here. So we just secured a spot. So we'll start
Congrats.
a third spot office here. Yeah.
No, it's sick, dude. I've been seeing you've been like you said, tripling down. You've been snapping on the events, man. And with that being said, I'm curious, like, we were at your event, and thank you for bringing us out
Toronto,
to speak.
Yeah.
Listen,
that was after the podcast.
Yes. I mean, bro, the energy was unreal, right? But
that was fun, dude. It was a kickoff event. That was fucking good.
Dude, fucking so
good.
many people,
buddy.
Shit.
Listen, guys, my friends. Before, I don't know if I told you guys this. So so we set up the event, right?
Yeah.
I go home because I'm 10 minutes away, right?
Yeah.
So I go home, I'm taking a shower, right? And it's the first event of my tour. It's home city, right? It's Toronto. And one of my friends calls me, right? Just be a fucking dick. He calls me and he's like, yo, what's up? I'm like, what's up, man? I'm just getting ready. I'll be there in like 20 minutes, right? I'm like, how's it looking? He's like, there's about like 5, 6, 7 people just come in right now. There's 10 people outside. And I'm like, holy shit, fuck. And I'm like, what did I do wrong here? Like, what was I doing wrong to my city? Like, right? The whole car ride, like my hands are shaky. I'm like, this is going to be fucking horrible. Yeah. I told you guys it's going to be a packed out event. I'm on social media talking my shit I always do. And then, I came to the back door and I seen people at the back of the fucking room when I was at the back. Like, I opened the door, I was going to walk in. I'm like, holy shit, the room's full. Yeah. And I was so surprised because the reason why I'm saying is because like you never see, like I'm sure you guys understand this, like when you're building online, and especially when we went through the pandemic for a year and a half, and I was going really hard, it's like you never really see your online work translate to offline. Yeah. So it's so much obscurity. Like you're like, what the fuck's gonna happen? Because like you don't know what's gonna happen. Like I always tell my guys, I'm like, I don't know who's gonna show up in the city, who's been following me in the city, etc. It's like I'm not Kim K. I don't have fucking 15 million followers, right?
Not yet, bro.
So. Yeah, it's like you never really see like the work online that you put in translate to offline until like you maybe do an event or etc. Right? Because sometimes it's not real. It's like when you're fucking gambling in the casino, you don't really see the $500. Like you just see the chip. You just see the fucking $500 chip. Yeah, it's fucking $500 chip. Oh, 1,700 likes. Who the fuck cares? Yeah,
but
right? It's just like 1,700 likes.
It's funny you say that because man, like we with both of us coming from hospitality prior to where we're at now and what we're doing now, man, we used to see events where we'd be someone 500,000-600,000 followers. They're doing an event. They're doing something. They're hosting some type of event. Like I said, 500,000-600,000 followers, and bro, 10 people show up. You know what I mean? And so I think that's for, like. So when we were at your event, the kickoff event, it was just amazing to see that you actually pulled that many people, right? And like, so there is a connect between what you're doing online and that offline world. Like, and bro, we saw it. Like, right
guys, that's just such a big fucking difference between. Man, that's a good point. Between like followers and actual supporters. Yeah. Because community. There's so many fucking, community. Because there's so many people that like, whatever, they buy 1 million followers, they buy 5 million followers, and we do fucking giveaways every single week. Yeah. But here's the deal: if they don't actually build a strong community, you could see it in their events. If they have 1 million followers and they have 7 people show up to the event, and I see this time after time after time after time. Yeah. Masterminds, like 32 people showed up to an event last night. One of my sponsors were telling me that, and I'm like, wow, these guys together had alone like 5.8 million followers.
I think you learn at that point why people are following you. You know what I mean? Like, are people following you because you look good in a bikini, or are they following you because
so fucking?
You know what I mean? Or are you giving them value? Which, bro, like going back to it, like you're giving value all day. You know what I mean? Whether you're on social media, whether I guess you're in a class, whether you have some clients, whatever. I'm sure you're giving value all fucking day. I see you on the live at night too. Yeah, which is huge.
I try to do a few a day now. Yeah,
and I want to ask you why is it so important for you to keep that consistency online, even probably tripling down at.
But I'm
point?
so fucking glad, guys. Like. We noticed it, bro. This. I'm so glad that like actually social media has changed where nobody actually gives a fuck anymore. I'm so happy about this. Like nobody gives a shit about your like bikini pictures aren't blowing up like before.
Because it's saturated.
It's saturated. The fucking Lambo's not blowing up like fucking before. Yep. I'm so glad nobody gives a shit about what you have and what you do. Or like they give a shit about what you can do for them before like what you have, right? So I'm so happy. It's like I think it shifted to that.
The initial thing on social where it's like, okay, the first couple of years of social popping off, it's like, okay, how can we impress people and show off?
To break the mold. It's to break the mold. Yeah. It's like, yo, how do I just get the Lambo, break the mold, and then on the back end. But then you realize all these people that they had shit on the back end. Yeah. Like I fucking did it. Like I bought a Lambo. Yeah. Right? Or I fucking leased one. I broke the mold off people. It had so many people shitting on me, hating on me, but it broke the fucking mold to get them like, eventually maybe they would flip to be like, oh shit, he's actually good at what he does.
Well, you know what? When it comes to social and going back to that whole like bikini thing, and now I think the big shift in social has been, people were there for fun before, and now people are there to learn, right? Like we're moving away from that traditional, schooling and learning kind of algorithm or paradigm, and now we're moving into something where like you can be someone like you online, where you're just fucking teaching people straight up and giving them true value. And I think that's why we're seeing the people like the bikini pics aren't getting the love they were getting before, and your content's getting hundreds of thousands of millions of plays. And I love it, bro, because for me personally, that's been a thing where I was never really about the traditional way of learning in school and whatnot. I always looked to people who I looked up to who were in a position that I wanted to be in. And so I'm happy that, Instagram and social media in general is moving that route, bro. It needed to, right? It needed to. And so
I think people are seeing that it's real now. Like they're like, oh shit, I can make money off this thing.
Yeah.
Right? Like before they were maybe a little bit biased towards no, it's not gonna work. But then when you start like people actually making moves on it, people start listening. I think they think that it's a little bit more real now. To before it wasn't real to anybody. So
what do you think about, like, I mean, me and Ant talk about it all the time. What do you think about like the fake it till you make it kind of thing? Do you think that maybe as an entrepreneur you kind of have to at the beginning if you're starting from scratch? Like what do you think about that whole concept, fake it till you make it?
I just think it's like you can't stretch yourself till you get thin. And that's where people fuck up. I think that saying is like, it's an energy thing where it's like, I'm going to walk and talk like the fucking boss.
Yeah.
But the worst thing to ever do, because that saying gets stretched way too far, there's a balance to that saying, because it's like, we've all done that. In our head, I woke up, I'm like, nobody's ever going to be better than me. Fuck it. I'm walking with that shit. And I've done that since day one.
Yeah.
In my head. Was I the best? No. But I told myself I was.
Of course.
But I think people fucking stretch it. So they're like, oh, fake it till you make it. So then they go buy a fucking watch that they can't afford. They go buy a car that they fucking can't afford because they want to impress people that don't give a shit about them. And then they stretch themselves way too thin. And then they fucking quit and had to go back to their fucking job and put their dreams back on the shelf because they faked it way too fucking much.
Yeah. It's true.
So it's like, it's like.
So you're saying it's almost more like a mindset thing than a materialistic kind of thing.
Of course, because people really, really think that. They think like, okay, let me go buy 7 Louis Vuitton bags, right? And this is what's going to fucking kick it off now.
100%.
It's like, fuck, why did you don't, I always say like, don't rush the fucking success because like, it's like, and the worst part is this, I think for entrepreneurs, you guys have a big entrepreneur audience. I think the most like deadly part or the most weird spot in entrepreneurship is like when you start making a little bit of money, but even that little bit of money. So like you're making like an extra 5, 10,000, 20,000 a month, which you're not used to because you've been making 3 to 5 at your job. But that little bit of money is still not enough for like your uncles or your aunts to fucking recognize that you're making money.
Yep.
And what happens is because you're a little bit insecure that people have to see that you're making a little bit of fucking money, you try to go buy the fucking nice belt or the Mercedes to show off to people. Then you stretch yourself way too fucking thin because you're like, look, I'm making a little bit of money, where it's like, listen, nobody has to see your beginning growth. It's the fucking caterpillar stage. Nobody's going to compliment you until you're the fucking butterfly. Just own that you're fucking winning. Know that your bank account's going up like $5,000, $10,000 a month, but nobody has to know. I think that's like the point where people tip a bit, where they're like, well, I'm making now 20, so let me show you that I'm fucking making 20. No, you see your bank account going, don't fucking growing. Don't worry about it. Like, keep going, right?
No, you're right.
They'll
It's insecurity.
Yeah,
It's
like
insecurity,
it's
bro.
because we're also never taught that. Like, nobody anticipates us for that, right? Like, nobody, I don't think we're not programmed to fucking win inside of life. So nobody anticipates us. Like, none of our teachers told us, hey, by the way, at one point, you're going to make fucking $30,000, and this is what's going to happen when you, this way is going to happen when you make $30,000. This person's going to come up to you. You're going to get a little bit of insecure. You're going to want to fucking show. Nobody ever taught us how to fucking deal with success in our life.
true.
Yeah.
We're completely programmed to fucking lose. Nobody ever teaches us, hey, but think of it. Nobody empowers us to make fucking $500,000 in fucking
So
school.
true, bro.
Who the fuck? Who the fuck?
They give you 5 options.
Dude,
They say you're doctor, lawyer, this, that. That's it.
Guys, I don't even know if when I was young, I was fucking making on the weekend $1,000 fucking dollars on the weekend.
Yeah.
In sales, door knocking, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Times that by 4 in a month, that's $4,000 at the age of 16. Now, that's probably like $6,000 to $8,000.
Yep.
That's more than my fucking mom and dad made, or my school teachers made, or my aunts and uncles, and I'm just doing it 8 days in the month. Nobody has ever fucking came up to me when I was 16 and said, dude, you should do this for the rest of your fucking life. You're on your way to make $500,000 a year. You got a fucking gift. You know what they said? Why are you failing algebra? Who the fuck said, hey, you should be a sales professional for the rest of your life?
No.
You are not fucking programmed. It's like you're not programmed to win.
So, jumping off that, we're programmed to lose, let's say, through traditional schooling, which I agree
It's
with.
just you're just programmed to be in the circle.
just go around in circles,
It's a
right?
rat
Okay.
race. You're just,
So how do you try and program yourself to continuously win with everything going on in this world? And
Man.
also, jumping off that, how do you also try and program the people around you, right? The people that are trying to get value from you, learn from you.
Programmed to win.
Program to win.
I think, dude, I always focus on, there's so many uncontrollable factors, I feel like, and it's so hard. It's such like a grand scale you try to, but then you realize it's like, fuck, it's so hard to control things that are out of your fucking control, like really inside of your control, right? So I try to, like I always try to focus on things that I can control inside of my business because there's so many things inside of my life that I can't control. Like I can't control this happening. Even like on medium scale things like somebody quitting. Yeah. Like I can't even fucking control that. So the first thing I always do is like, what can I fucking control? I can control getting on a live stream because if I get on a live stream, maybe that gets me a little bit more energy and my energy is necessary to fucking do a better post and like get my energy up or what. I always focus on like micro things that I control. As grand vision as we are as entrepreneurs, right? I always think like, I think the best entrepreneurs always focus on like the next minute, the next 15, the next 30, the next fucking hour to always get in control of their emotions, right? I think, and that's for anybody. I think anybody successful, they're so much more like little micro focus. Like as much as we say we're fucking visionaries, if you really think of our brains, we're just like, yo, tomorrow, like what has to happen today? We're just like, tick, 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 tick. Like if you go to like unsuccessful people, they're like, yo, so what are you doing today? Today's a long fucking day.
Yeah.
You go to like, you're like amateur people, professional. They're like, oh, okay, so what are you doing, morning, afternoon? There's a lot in the fucking morning. Yeah. There's fucking 4 hours in the morning.
It's true.
More successful people is like, yo, bro, you're going to be here in 10 minutes?
Yeah.
It's
true.
You
know? It's true.
So well, it's like the atomic habits, what they call it, right? Just like focusing on those little habits and those little things, just like
great book.
Day in, day out, and the little tiny things. And if you're progressing that 1% a day, bro, in a year, it's fucking however many fucking percent that is, right? So I think that's great. And you mentioned about the energy and keeping that energy up. I know we spoke about this a little bit last time, but for anybody listening now, like, Dan, you got the fucking energy.
We were just talking, bro. We were talking about it this morning. We were having espresso, and we're like, I have to drink an espresso so I can kind of try and match. Like I'm just chugging espressos, right? I'm like, bro, like we see ourselves as great entrepreneurs.
Yeah, you guys
as well,
have good
right?
energy too, though.
But at the same time, I'm looking at you and I'm like, bro, how's this guy have this energy
it's
at
unmatched.
all times, right? So I'm actually asking you guys like more of advice now, right? Like, how are you keeping these energy levels high? I know people don't get to see the shit that happens in the back end, and there's ups and downs behind everyone, but man, every day your energy's up, bro. It's up.
We were literally on our fucking balcony staring at the water and just going like, this guy's gonna come in hot, bro. It is. But we're like, dude, this guy's gonna come in fucking hot, like, you know what I mean? And I respect it because then I'm just like, he's not just coming in hot for this podcast. Yeah, it's every fucking day. Yeah. So talk to us about it.
Fuck, man. Like I always say, if some people are a little bit low energy, I feel like sometimes like whatever's in the future doesn't fucking excite them enough. Meaning like, man, I wish people knew that like fucking 50% of the time, like shit's happening. Yeah. Like shit's really fucking happening. And you would never know because I just show up like it's fucking work to me. Like now it's just became a fucking job just to fucking do it. And the only thing that gets me really fucking amped up, like it's like I always say, if the end goal is not fucking exciting enough, like just make the noise when you hit your fucking end goal. And then I asked somebody this last week, I'm like, make the noise when you hit your end goal this month. I'm like, it's like, woo, we fucking hit it. I'm like, you didn't even make a fucking noise because it's not exciting. Yeah. I'm like, now make the noise when you do 50,000 a month. I'm like, fuck, you'd be like, fuck 50,000. I'm like, now make the noise when you hit a fucking $500,000 a month. I'd be like, holy fuck, we hit $500,000 a month. I can fuck. I'm like, now make the fucking noise when you do fucking $1 million. You take off your clothes, you strip fucking naked. I'm like, so and the reason why that's important is because I'm like energy follows a goal. Yeah. So I'm like, I tap into the end energy of what that end fucking goal is, and I tap into that fucking energy source.
So you're already there.
I'm like, how am I not fucking excited when I'm fucking writing a book? It's gonna do a fucking 1 million copies in the next 6 months. Yeah. That fucking gets me amped up. Yeah. I'm like, nobody's gonna see that, but I know that's gonna fucking happen. Yeah. So I'm already emotionally putting myself in that fucking spot. Yeah. The other thing is this, bro. Like, I genuinely think people lose their energy when they start looking at other people. So like when I start looking at other people, sometimes like anxiety creeps in. Oh, this guy's doing this. Maybe they're doing a little bit more, blah, blah, blah. And then, bro, something happened. I started comparing myself to like me before. I'm going to tell you guys what I mean by this. Like I started like, how do I do so much, or how do I have so much energy? I'm like, yo, what was my busiest fucking day? And now I remember, I know what fucking day it is to me personally, right? Yeah. And now I started becoming in competition with that fucking person in the past just to see how much fucking potential that I had. So I was like, I know my busiest day, right? I know the fucking day. I know what happened throughout the whole day. There was fucking 750 fucking calls. There's a million fucking things happening. I didn't fucking eat for 20 hours. I realized, I'm like, wow, that's like the fucking potential that I have. I'm going to start trying to be in competition with that fucking guy and start trying to outwork that fucking guy rather than focus on anything else. Because I'm constantly curious about how much fucking potential that I have. I'm like, whoa, I have so much potential. I seen it on that day. Yeah. It was the day before one big event that I was doing. Man, I was running like a fucking madman. I'm like, whoa, Like I didn't fucking tap out, so that's what's fucking possible. I'm like, I'm in competition with that guy. Fuck everybody else.
Every day,
And every
bro.
time I look at somebody, I'm like, I'm not bless them, but I'm not fucking competition. I'm trying to beat that guy right there.
Yeah.
Of course.
Right.
No, I
So-
rate it. It's true, man. I agree with you. There is that level, and I'm sure a lot of people listening will feel this. Like when you're looking at somebody who's again maybe doing a little bit better than you, better sales this month, whatever the case may be. You kind of feel that anxiety creep in, man. But then it's like you stop yourself. You look at where you were a year ago, where you were last month. You know what I mean? And you're like, oh shit, okay, I've been progressing. Like this is, you know what I mean, to get that energy back up. But bouncing off that, I want to ask you something.
Yeah, it's like people don't ask in a second. It's like
Yeah.
you don't fucking realize that sometimes you're sitting in the position where you're just like, fuck, I want it to be like that Daniel guy.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have the gratitude towards that, you're fucked.
Yeah.
You know, like
It's true.
you're
It's true.
fucked. Sometimes I have to sit down and be like, hold the fuck up, Dan. You used to watch yourself 5 years ago or 10 years ago in bed on YouTube and be like, fuck, I want to be like one of those guys one day.
Yeah.
You know,
Here you
so,
are.
Yeah. So same
It's
thing
gratitude,
with
bro,
fucking
yeah.
you guys.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah.
the same shit,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know, think of it. We've all went through the same. What was the question?
Yeah, no. And it's bouncing off that. And you've been, I seen you've been speaking about it a lot more recently. Collaboration.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And this is something that me and this guy have been pushing forever. Like,
Fuck.
collaborate with the people in the same industry as you. It's not
Yeah.
going to hurt you, right? Like, grow together. Like, and I think that people maybe not won't like this, but fuck, Toronto is such a city where, bro, people are not down to collaborate with people. And then we come here and it's
Yeah.
like everyone's ready to go.
Yeah,
Same
yeah,
industry,
yeah, yeah.
whatever, different. Like, yeah, let's collab. Let's build on each other's, foundations and whatnot. But
What do you guys think that is? Have you guys
In
ever
Toronto?
thought of that? Like
in this
off the
Toronto-
record, have you guys thought of why people? Because I've said the same shit in Canada.
Yeah.
Like nobody in the fucking city. I think it's like you guys on the podcast like had me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, can you guys show me somebody that's fucking outworking me in the city in
Yeah.
sales?
Yeah.
No, like show me the fucking person. I want to see the person.
Yeah.
Because I'll
Why the
collab with
fuck?
them. Yeah.
Yeah. But like at the end of the day, I'm like, why the fuck was I just on these guys' podcast? Just one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
I know,
dude.
It's true.
It's a very like
true.
competitive, but not.
And then I
not
get
even-
into the States. Yo, can you come
Yeah,
here? Can
yeah,
you come
yeah.
here? Can you come here?
Yeah.
I was just here last week.
Yeah.
Different energy.
It's just the feeling of
But
fucking
that,
feel
that
like
might
you're
be,
gonna
that
lose
might be
something.
that might also be a hometown thing is what I'm thinking now. Is like people in your hometown maybe feel that kind of jealousy or feel that
Yeah.
kind of remorse when they see you growing and they're staying static, right? Like it could be a hometown thing, but I also think Toronto, there's a lot of jealousy in Toronto.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
yeah.
I have no idea why because it's so multicultural and everyone's grinding, but I have no fucking
and
idea
it's
why.
in Toronto, it's funny. It's always like, for me at least, I feel like it's like nobody fucks with you until
Until
everybody
they
fucks with you.
yeah.
So it's like, you know what I mean? If you're at the beginning stage, it's like even your fucking close friends, like they don't rate what you do. Like they don't fuck with what you're
Until
doing.
strangers clap you.
Until all of a sudden, yeah, you have a million strangers who are like,
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
right
yeah,
on,
yeah,
Daniel.
yeah.
Like you're fucking
Yeah,
killing it.
yeah.
And then your close boys are like, right on, Daniel. You're fucking killing it. It's
they
like,
give you a like.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
you motherfucker.
They give you a like.
Finally.
They
Yeah.
double tapped you.
8 years later.
Doesn't matter how good your fucking post was. Like doesn't matter. I could drop fucking fire. It can go viral 2 years straight. My friend hasn't gave me the fucking double tap just because it was Daniel and they took me for who I was 2.5 years ago. It took fucking 470 videos, 100 of them to go fucking viral for him to scroll and be like, all right, let me fucking double tap this person. And I just think it's the prejudging concept. It's like, or like the past judgment where it's like, friends will always take you for who you were before. True. And it's just, it's just like that. It takes a while to. I understand this from a sales perspective. It's like people always have the highest judgment towards you. Like people still don't look at me as the sales guy and stuff.
Yeah.
I look at you like that, bro.
Yeah. But look, bro, like we didn't go to high school together.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's
Maybe if we went to elementary school together, you would have a different perception of me.
It's true.
And
right?
I think bouncing off that, like you're saying, I think it's a lot of these people, our close friends, our close family, whatever the case is, like they were, we were in line with them at one point. But now
Right.
we've skyrocketed
Yeah.
due to hard work, and it's tough to see that. Like one day, it's like, oh man, three years ago, I was on the
get me
same
fired
level
up.
as Daniel.
Yeah,
You
don't
know what
get
I
me
mean?
fucked up. Right.
But here's the thing. We fucking work hard, bro,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that's
yeah.
the part that they miss. They only catch you when you're when you're up here now, and they're like, "Oh, Daniel's a lucky guy."
Yeah.
It's like, you motherfucker, you don't know what I've done
Yeah.
the last 3 years. 20,000 fucking
Yeah,
live
yeah,
streams
yeah,
a
yeah,
day,
yeah,
bro.
yeah,
like
yeah.
you don't know.
Yeah. But that's why I say they always compliment the butterfly. But the thing is, it's like what you just said. It's like nobody in life likes seeing their unused potential, I always say. So it's like when you grow up with somebody from fucking high school and you guys were, going to fucking parties together, you guys were fucking dating, they're fucking best friends together. You guys were doing all this shit together. You guys worked the same part-time job. You even went to the same fucking college together. Then you think, because this is what I thought, I'm gonna come back into the city. And when I come back into the city with my nice car a few years back and I'm doing all these big things, I thought all my friends were gonna fucking give me some fucking claps and everything. But then I realized this, sometimes the people that you grow up with don't like to see who they could have fucking been. So nobody ever likes to see their unused potential in life, because I just showed you with a little bit of fucking hard work. Because remember, I'm the dropout fucking kid.
Yeah.
I'm not like the fucking scholar in school. So nobody likes to see, hey, I just showed you, hey, this is your unused potential. Dropout kid, parents split up. You guys used to laugh at me. I have the comments in the fucking yearbook. So nobody likes to be like, fuck, I grew up with this guy. Right? I just showed you what was possible with a little bit of hard work and dedication. I just showed you what was fucking possible if you just put your fucking head down for 5 years and you fucking grind. And it doesn't take that long. 5 years. 5 years. Put your head down for 5 years and fucking grind it out and stay focused. I just showed you what you could have been over the last 5 years, and nobody likes to see what they could have been. Because everybody's like, fuck. Fuck, I could have been that fucking person.
Or better, or like whatever.
And that guy at one point was actually fucking under me, because if my friends were actually fucking watching me, I was a goof.
Yeah.
I was a fucking goof.
I
was a goof.
Do you
I did everything for fucking reaction. I was a goof. I was fucking the guy throwing shit at people at the back of the class. I couldn't stay in my seat for fucking 2.5 seconds. I would go up to my friends, just punch them lower in that spot, man, and just fucking run away. I was the little guy. Everybody would just want to kick my fucking ass. I was good too, though. I was focused. As ADHD that I was, I would also make money. I would knock on doors. I was good at sales. But nobody fucking counted on me. Like, nobody was like,
do you feel
dude,
like-
I got a job. People were like, yo, this guy got a fucking job. A part-time job when I was 17, when I'm like, fuck, I shouldn't get in sales. Let me get a job for 4 months. My whole family was fucking shocked. They're like, no way you got a job. I'm like, the fuck? I got a job? I was wrapping shawarmas, dude. They were
Unreal.
Happy. They were so fucking happy.
That's a skill to take with you for the rest of your life, though, bro. Fucking fuck with sure. Yo, listen, do you think that you move day to day with a chip on your shoulder?
Not anymore.
Not anymore?
No, but I think in the beginning, I think it's necessary. I think we always get it sometimes, I think like all noise is necessary inside a business to be like, but then at the end of the day, like I used to be like, oh, I got to prove this person wrong and prove this person wrong. But then you fucking realize, like, as you work your business, number one, I'm like, let me just prove myself right, that I'm showing up as the person that I say I want to be like. Let me just show that to myself first. And the second thing is this, I realize no matter how hard I try to prove people wrong, or you try to like fucking prove your friends wrong, like, look, I'm this big shit and I'm doing big things now. If that person has some sort of hatred or jealousy towards you, doesn't matter what the fuck you do, and that person is firm on their opinion, even if you fucking win, they'll switch up their excuse and be like, well, it happened because, he had blah, blah. So you're never going to fucking win. So then you're playing the cycle. And if you're working to prove somebody else wrong, I just feel like you're under their like fucking commands now. So now you're just like, you're just playing towards them. So I just wake up and again, I really do this. I just try to give it my best every fucking day. Like that is really my thing. I don't try to prove anybody right, everybody wrong. I'm just like, let me just focus on opening that Daniel. And did I give it my best? That's it. I just focus on giving my best. That's it.
Speaking to that, and I'm curious, and this is just me being fucking curious, speaking to school and your our friends, our close friends and all that stuff. Has there been like a message or something from someone's, you don't have to be specific, but someone specific who like you got this message and you're like, fuck, like, okay, finally some like,
did it do anything for you?
Acknowledgement. Like, what was there one moment or maybe a couple of them?
A couple gratitude message or a negative one? Like,
no,
gratitude.
Gratitude. I mean, you probably, I know you get them all the time from strangers, but was there one that came from somebody where you're like, oh, okay, you know what I mean? Like, fuck, this was cool. Like, this made me feel like grounded a little bit.
Honestly, nobody else, but it was my father's. I think it was that last tour that we did. And I was ending one show, not my last show in Miami, like the smaller one on tour. So we did a bigger one in December, but it was when I was on tour, like in September.
Okay.
And my dad texted me and he's like, I'm so proud to call you my son. Wow. And I'm like, damn, because like nothing I did had nothing that we do, there's no blueprint or script. So like a lot of our family members don't really, understand it, right? So like I never really got that validation or admiration. And it was because that obviously felt the best, more than anything else. And I'm like, thank God. Like, think how long that took to get that text from my dad. And bro, it's not like I was doing bad in business. When I stopped like when I left, I was in medical sales. You guys know my story. So when I left medical sales, I did fucking well when I opened up my agency and I was doing sales training. I was already doing 6 figures, right? But when I got that message, I'm like, damn, this feels good. But like, I'm so glad I didn't fucking quit, because I wasn't getting that admiration early on or that validation early on. And it took that fucking long. And if it takes that fucking long, it takes that fucking long. Yeah. But I'm like, imagine I needed that validation or admiration as an entrepreneur to keep fucking going. I would have quit and I never would have fucking got it. Yeah. And then my family would have said, hey bro, I told you, things like this don't work out. Yeah. And that is always so much more fucking painful than the thank you. I felt that pain
when you just said it. Like I just felt that right.
You don't want, like, that's probably the worst feeling. Like, hey, I told you, man, the whole podcast thing, it doesn't work out. Yeah. You guys should go back to real estate. Real estate's doing good. You guys should go back to, owning the club that's doing good, blah, blah. And they're always gonna give you, but I think that was one where I'm like, oh shit,
felt good.
What the fuck happened, Dad? It's been 4 years.
You just
Daniel, I want to ask about goal setting, just for any entrepreneurs out there. How do you personally kind of structure your goal setting? How do you set your goals? How often are you setting goals for yourself? What's the process behind that for you?
I always think it's like, I look at my emotion towards the end goal. So like, remember when I said in the beginning, I'm like, how am I really gonna fucking feel when this goal's done? Yeah. Like really when it's done, I really try to get like deep engraved into it. Like what's the feeling? Because like when I hit certain moments and goals inside of my life, like, and I fucking cried and I had a couple, one manly tear, I'm like, fuck, I want to chase that for the rest of my life. Like that feels better than anything, right? Yeah. So I think, my process is one is like, what's the feeling associated towards a goal? And is it heartwarming? It's not where like, it's like ego filled, meaning like, oh, I'm going to hit this goal and I'm going to show off. Because I think in business in the beginning, it's like, I'm going to hit this goal, then I'm going to do this. And then as you start, going a little bit deeper, I just kept asking myself, why? Like, okay, you want this money, but why? What are you going to do with it? But why? And then you could see if the goal is a little bit ego based. You know what I mean? You could start being like, oh, fuck, it was to maybe impress this person or to do this or to impress these girls or what, when you just start uncovering it a little bit more. And now I think, and I'm not saying this like I've made money inside of my business. So like, it's like, you guys have the Money Buys Happiness show. So I think to me, bro, I think, really, I think, I now look at my goals as a true thing where it's like, how is this going to help somebody else after this is done and after it's completed? How is it going to give me self-fulfillment, number one? Because I think this is just, yes, I want to be fulfilled. I want to be proud of myself that I did something like this and I fucking accomplishment. But at the end of the day, how are people going to feel when this is done and this is completed? Like, did we do it as a whole and did we do it as a community? That's one thing, right? So now I always try to do like, when I set my goals, like it wouldn't be so much more fucking like money-based now. Okay. Now it's like, okay, like, because the byproduct of me doing a best-selling fucking book and pushing 1 million fucking copies will be some money at the end of it, right? Sure, yeah. But then I'm like, now that's fucking action-based because now I got 1 million fucking copies, and if 1 million people get this fucking book in their hands, everybody's gonna get fucking value from it. Yeah. The messages are gonna be fucking amazing, blah, blah, blah. So it's like, that's how I structure them out. I'm like, how does the whole community win as a whole? Yeah. And I think, when you figured out a process for you to win, then you start trying to put other people in a position to win, right? So then that's another thing. It's like, who can I put in a position that's, I work with the willing inside of my business. So now I'm seeing like who's willing to actually, strive towards a goal that I could fucking help them, Well,
that bounces off and something I wanted to ask you, and you recently posted about it, the building trust, right? Yeah. You're selling that book. Of course, there's going to be money at the end of selling them, 1 million copies, but you're giving that value, you're building that trust in your business. We always talk about this building trust in our business, for any business, but I'm curious, what are your thoughts on that? I know you put a piece of content about it recently. How do you build trust in your business? How do you build trust and build that community around, any business, whatever it is you're doing?
Yeah. I think one, imperfection builds trust.
True.
A huge sense of imperfection builds trust. And I didn't really realize this up until now because the more I show up, the more I allow people to see a little bit more of my imperfections. Like they see me fuck up a little bit more. They see me talk about what's on my head as well. Yeah. So like when you're on a live stream, you're going to hear fucking everything. You'll hear fucking girls. Yeah. You'll hear this. I'll talk about more stories so they could see like there's more of a human behind it, right? Mm-hmm. So I've realized like, all people buy from imperfect people, right? It's like, like think of it, man. When Trump was fucking president, on a logical standpoint, maybe it didn't fucking make sense. But people liked him because he showed fucking imperfection, and they have a level, and that fucking built trust. Yeah. And they, he had a level of humility to him. And people are like, oh, he's fucking human.
Yeah.
Like, he seems a little bit more real than all these other fucking guys.
Yeah.
True.
He's not perfect. He's not saying
he's
the
not
perfect
fucking,
things.
he doesn't show. When you look at people and they're too fucking suited up, you're like, you don't talk like that to your wife.
Hey, what's wrong with you, bro?
Yeah. I always tell my sales guys this. I'm like, if you wouldn't sound on that phone call like you would sound with your fucking girlfriend, switch it up.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, people buy from fucking people at the end of the day,
True.
right? So it's like, if you just seem like way too off, people are always like, okay, what's behind that fucking person, right? So, and then I just think, obviously, I think at the same time, consistency obviously builds trust. You get it. The harder the market, the easier you sell to me. So like, sales becomes a lot easier for me now because I market a lot harder, right? So I think that's another one. And then the last one was what you brought up, which was the collaboration piece. Was if you have a low sense of credibility, the easiest way to gain credibility is leverage somebody else's credibility. Yep. So it's like, it's just it. Like everybody has to start fucking somewhere. So you can't sell yourself fucking short. It's like, no, this is okay. Everybody has to leverage everybody's fucking credibility. Yeah. You know what I mean? I get a little bit more trust with your audience because I'm with you guys. Your audience trusts me a little bit more. My audience trusts you guys a fucking little bit more. So I had to, it's an ego thing. When you cannot, I always say this, bro, when you cannot partner up or collaborate with somebody, something is stopping you here. But if you just fucking knew that, more people are going to fucking trust you when you're just around these people and in this fucking proximity, it's 101, dude. Like you're around people. Like if I'm like, okay, you guys are on I'm on your guys' podcast, but my audience sees this, right? And we're doing a behind the scenes or whatever. You guys are already subconsciously qualified that you guys are fucking great. And vice versa. If I'm on your guys' fucking thing and you guys fucking had me, it's a fucking formula. It's like with girls, man. It's like you're with a hot chick, right? I remember this thing. I vividly said this story once. I used to work in medical sales in Ottawa, and there's this big Starbucks. Everybody used to go to in Ottawa because it's the franchise or it's a flagship Starbucks in Ottawa. It's beautiful. It's massive. You can get beer. It's fucking beautiful. It's beautiful. They have one in Ottawa and one in Vancouver. So I used to do my work out of there 24/7. There was this barista chick, used to love her. Hit on her 24/7, didn't pay me any mind, whatever, right? Maybe because I was too much. Like I was always had these. I was like, maybe I'm a salesperson. I have this suit and tie 24/7. I was done medical sales, so I'd like switch it up, put on a fucking hoodie. I'm like, what the fuck is it? Right? I'm like, she must have a boyfriend. Didn't have a boyfriend. Asked, but she's no, I'm so busy with work. I'm like, fuck. So one day, just going back to the collaboration and trust. My friend's girlfriend pops in the city. Right?
Boom.
She's staying, right? Beautiful girl, right? Beautiful girl. And we go to Starbucks together, right? My friend's girlfriend. We go to Starbucks together. I'm not dating her. It's my friend's girlfriend. We go to Starbucks together, but we always sit down, grab some drink, I'm at the bar. I'm like getting my fucking macchiato. Girl comes up to me. She's like, hey, finally, exams are done. What are you up to this weekend? And I'm like, this is why this fucking happened. Because I walked in with a beautiful fucking girl, subconsciously qualified that, oh, okay, she qualified him. He's okay. She's kind of like me. She's beautiful. I think I'm beautiful. So she's kind of at my level. And if she says Daniel's okay, now he's fucking okay.
Yeah.
So let me fucking go up to him now.
It's true.
And I knew it in 2.5 seconds. Yeah. But I didn't call her out on it because I'm like, I still want to go on a date with you. So I'm not going to call you out. I'll call that out on you on the date.
That's crazy. Or on the podcast. No, that's
human psychology though.
But it's just, but going back to the fucking collaboration thing, it's like people subconsciously it happens when you guys get some hitters on your podcast, blah, blah, blah. It's and like everybody's just fucking growing and fucking winning. You know what I mean? Like everybody's growing and winning. I think it's you can really see who a true bred entrepreneur is when they don't want to collaborate because they feel like there's a sense of loss. And then true bred entrepreneurs know that no matter what you do, there is no fucking loss, no matter what you do. Because if you indicate that there's a sense of loss, that also indicates, like, imagine I'm like, fuck, I should have never went on their fucking podcast. Well, then what that indicates is that I have some sort of regret. Imagine I did your podcast last year and I'm like, fuck, I should have never done it because of X, Y, Z. Something bad happened. I'm just giving you guys an example. Or somebody else, something bad happened. Then that indicates that I have a sign of regret. And if I indicate that I have a sign of regret, that indicates that I'm not grateful for where I am right now. So it's like if I say I don't like some shit in the past, that means you don't like where you are fucking right now. And I fucking love where I am right now.
True.
So it's like, fuck that. When somebody's like, yo, what do you regret? I'm like, I fucking love my life right now. I don't regret anything. Anything. Everything was a fucking gain. Even if the last podcast was fucking bad, it was a fucking gain. Because now I'm gonna learn what to do, what not. Everything was a fucking gain.
Of course.
Yeah.
I would have never been this fucking wise if this didn't fucking happen. I can't say I fucking regret gambling when I was young. I gambled when I was young. Maybe you guys know that. I think I said this on the last podcast.
Yeah.
If somebody, what was your biggest regret? I'm like, oh, that I went fucking bankrupt in a casino. Fuck that. I'm happy.
Yeah.
How? Because I love my life right now.
Yeah.
Period. Plain fucking simple. I don't know what fucking happened. Maybe I would have never, seen this person do that, or maybe I would have gambled when I was 45, and maybe I would have fucking lost it all with my whole family. I don't know.
Yeah.
But whatever it was like exactly where I am today. I can't say I regret it, because then if I fucking I love my current situation. I have gratitude for where I am.
Everything you've
That's
done
it,
is the
really.
reason you're here.
Yes,
No, it's true.
yeah.
And now bouncing off building trust, I'm curious because me and Ernesto also speak about this a lot. Like in our business, we decided to come in as partners. We have our partner Anna. You have a partner back home.
Yeah.
What's that relationship like, and why a partner, and what are the benefits for it? Because the way we see it is like, everyone's got their strengths and weaknesses, and it's good to be able to have someone to fall back on when you need it, right? But I'm curious, because your business is a little bit different than ours. Why a partner? What's the chemistry like there? What's that situation like?
Yeah, I think good partnerships take a while to find. Sometimes you'll hit it on the fucking dime the first time. But I'd also say this, like, people that are watching is like, I sold myself short in the beginning stages of my business, meaning like I felt like I had to partner up with a lot of people that I shouldn't have partnered up with. Meaning like, because sometimes when you don't feel like you're a sole owner of a multi-million-dollar business when you get in, you feel like, okay, I got to bring this partner on board, because you will never outwork the person that you think you are in your head. So if you don't see yourself as a multi-million-dollar business owner, then you're going to feel the need to partner up with somebody. But if you see yourself as a multi-million-dollar business owner, that should have been a CEO and not your fucking business partner. That should have been a vice president of operations and not your fucking business partner. That should have been a vice president of marketing and not your fucking business partner. Because things get a little bit different when they're your business partners. Of course. So when I look back to my other partnerships, I'm like, this is why I fucked up. Not because they're bad people, blah, blah. It's just because I didn't see myself as a fucking business owner. And when I didn't see myself as owning a multi-million-dollar business, I felt like I had to lean on somebody, so I felt a little bit more fucking secure inside of my business. But that should have been a fucking employee. If I was like, now the level of confidence, like, nope, that's an employee. That's an admin assistant. That's an executive assistant. Fuck, I had a business partner that should have been my fucking admin assistant. In the beginning,
we learned that shit.
It should have been my
bro.
admin assistant.
Yeah.
50% of the business is yours, bro.
Yeah.
Guy was an
bro.
admin. He was an admin. It was same
crazy.
thing with you guys.
No, I mean, at the beginning, it was the same thing, right? Like, oh, maybe a strategic partner for this, or maybe something for this. And then as you start learning about it, it's like, you're right. That's an employee. That's a project
Did you guys
manager.
hit it on the head like, were you guys business partners prior to
No, we weren't. I had some past
Different
experience
partners?
with partnering with people with different things, some mobile apps, some brands and shit like that. And it's a learning experience. I teamed up with some of my best friends at the beginning, and I thought that was going to be it. I'm like, oh, this is genius. Like, we're all friends. We all love each other. And it didn't go that way at all, right? But me and him hit it off the first time, which is amazing, right? But yeah, I think that's something you have to learn too, because at the beginning, everyone, like you said, is a shoulder to lean on, right? Like, you're not as confident going into your first business, right? So it's like, oh, maybe I need this because I don't have that, right? But I think, like you said, you got to learn.
But it's a work ethic thing too, right? At the end of the day,
bro.
like, man, listen, anybody, the way I see it, anybody can learn anything. Truthfully, that's what fucking YouTube and Google's there for, right? So, in terms of like maybe the knowledge that somebody may have or whatnot, like, to me, truly, that's not a reason to bring someone on, on your team from a partnership level. If somebody can match your energy in terms of how hard you work, the late nights, all that shit, the willingness to do anything to see the business succeed, that's a partner in my eyes.
Well, let me tell you guys this. I think if I were to look down at every partnership, one was the one you said. So one was work ethic, right? So it's like, dude, I can't put in 80% and you put in 100, it won't work out because you'll be like, fuck this Daniel guy.
Yeah.
Right? So one I always say is you look at a few different components. One, I think it's work ethic. It has to be 100 energy, right? The second one is where you're headed. So meaning it's like the vision is the second one. So it's like, yeah, we could both work hard, but if I want one thing and you want something else, it's not going to work out.
True.
Me and you could put 100 inside of the relationship, babe, but if I don't want babies and you want babies, it's not going to work out. We want two and different things. So one's work ethic. Second one is like where you guys are headed. Okay, it's the exact same thing. The third thing is, do you trust this person? So if you don't have, you could work hard, you can head towards the same thing, but there's something about this person that I just don't trust. Relationship's not going to work out. And it could go in the complete opposite. I could fucking trust Ernesto. We could both work hard, but if he wants one thing and I want something else, it's not going to work out. Or I could trust Ernesto. We both want the same thing, but he's giving 50%, I'm giving 100. It's not going to work out. So I always say, just go back to the three things. It's like work ethic, trust, and headed towards the exact same thing. Every fucking partnership, it's like that's why when I look at my business partner, I'm like, I trust him. I don't have to worry about it. He's a fucking, I could say, D, I got to do this. I'm not thinking about, is he thinking about taking the business? I don't have that when I go to bed at nighttime. Right? Yeah. That sense of anxiety of not trusting somebody will fuck up the partnership. Doesn't matter how. Or if he was giving 50 and I was giving fucking 100, it wouldn't work out. So I just say you go back to all those three components: work ethic, trust, and headed towards the exact same thing.
No, that's fucking huge, man.
Right?
I like the the aspect of trust. Like you said, like, I'll speak for both of us. We've had this conversation many times. Man, I can sit this guy, I can trust him to go in a room and make the best decision for the business and sign our biggest contract. And I don't even need to know a thing. He can call me after and be like, hey, this is what I did. And I already know that because we're thinking about going the same direction. It was the right decision. I didn't even have, he didn't even have to call me to be like, hey, what should I say? Or what do you think? Like, I trust him, bro. Hop in the room, do whatever. You don't need me there. You know what I mean? And listen, we're a 1-2 combo, right? When we're in the same room. But at the end of the day, it's that trust factor, man. Like, and I would trust this guy with my fucking life. Yeah. Straight up. I would trust this guy,
bro.
No, you know what I mean? But it's
true.
It's a serious thing, man. Like, of course, there's business and whatnot, and that's great. But at the end of the day, like, I could truly sit here and say I trust this guy with my life. Straight the fuck up, honestly. And if you have that type of connection, plus the other two, man,
work
you're golden,
ethic,
right?
And like, man, I have, I also say this, aside from just partnerships, like people inside of your life, then if it's not a partner, I go down to the first thing. It's like trust inside of my business. It's like, okay, if we don't have the same vision, then you're not going to be my business partner. But now who am I going to let inside of my circle? Well, the first component has to be, trust. And I see that from people that are inside of my circle. I see like, there's probably like 2-3 people inside of my life. There's so many people inside of my life, but there's 2-3 people inside of my life that would do fucking anything for me. Like really, they'd fucking take a bullet for me. Right? So even though we're not headed towards the exact same direction, I trust them with my whole fucking life. I trust them with everything. So,
and that's outside of business. That's just like
it's outside of business.
But I think those.
And I don't segregate these people. Like everybody's just like fuck. Like everybody's like, yo, you got to cut off your fucking day ones. And if they're not on your same line, fuck them and don't talk to them. It's like, man, when you actually start making inside of your business, sometimes all you fucking want is just your friends that you just used to rock out with. And those are the best fucking conversations. And you just detach yourself from fucking business. I was losing friends because I felt like everybody had to be fucking part of my business. They don't have to be fucking part of your business. You know what I mean? And maybe you should just fucking stop talking about it. Not because they don't like you, because they're just not thinking the same business to you. It doesn't mean you still can't just fucking... Now, naturally, I think when you're on your fucking rocket ship, you'll meet a lot more like-minded people like yourself, but you don't have to make the conscious decision to be like, I'm fucking cutting off that. Why? They didn't fucking do nothing bad as you. They're just not but I guarantee you that you might have some still fun conversations with these people. And I didn't realize it till fucking now. Like a lot of my, maybe Steve's seen this, but a lot of my close friends started like coming on tour with me or something like that.
That's amazing.
Like, some of my 5 guys that don't even work my fucking business.
Why not?
And we're just fucking laughing,
we're
grooving, hashing it out.
We're
laughing, if some people want to work after they want to fucking work, but I had no attachment towards they had to work for my business. They had to do this. They had to buy off me or fucking, no, man, we're just, the friends, we're just having a good fucking time and that's it,
No, I agree.
As long as they support, that's it. Like as long as...
Every relationship brings something different to your life.
Yes.
They don't all have to bring millions of dollars, bro.
You have to bring a connection or a lead. It doesn't have to be all that. You know what I mean? But I think sometimes we get caught up in it because we're just like always just like go, like you said. But you also said it's important to detach sometimes, right? Yep. So how do you detach as an entrepreneur?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, to me, it's like work, dude. I just think of it like, I don't even know, like when people say like, entrepreneur, I literally see myself as a fucking employee sometimes. And it's weird as fuck because like, I know. Because like, I feel like when you put the position on the pedestal, you forget about like, the work behind it. So it's like, I swear, guys, I still see myself as a salesman. Like in my own head, like oddly enough, I still see myself like I'm just fucking working this business, blah, blah, blah. Because I don't put it too much like I'm the entrepreneur working from Wi-Fi on the fucking pedestal, right? So like to me, it allows me like when I want to work, I just fucking work. I don't put the position on a pedestal. Like I go to bed and if it's 4 a.m., I'm just fucking working in fucking bed. That's it. If I don't want to do it, I don't want to do it. So I just live like I don't know. It just would like, it's like how people just live work. Like, you know, sometimes they're not working after fucking work and they want to go hang out with their friends. If I feel like hanging out with my friends, I just want to hang out with my friends. I don't make it so fucking concrete, you know? I go with just what feels good, like off my intuition.
I see you going on those runs too, those morning dews.
Yeah,
the
and that's another
dews.
thing, dude. Dude, that's another thing. So like that whole workout, like going on my morning run, that to me is a whole detachment.
Nice.
And you know, a lot of people feel like, okay, so when I go on those runs, then everybody and their fucking mother inside of Miami, yo, bro, come to my gym. Yo, come box here. Yo, hey, I got CrossFit. One of my friends, she's like, I got CrossFit. I'm like, I don't want to do it. And they're like, why? Why don't you want to be part of? I'm like, wait, you don't understand. That is a moment inside of my life where I am completely just actively meditating. You know, everything is like, you don't have to just sit down in a shower and meditate, right? You can run and fucking meditate and just fucking let loose. And it's one point inside of my life. So when people are like, man, does this guy have energy 24/7? It's like, I constantly pour into people that's a side inside of my life where I want to just run and just fucking focus while I'm running. And I want to focus on my run. Post done, focus on my run for the next hour and a half. Like, you know, and now I started like, because like if it's like every single activity that I do, I don't think about business on that run. I don't. Business thought hits, I detach it. Business thought hits, I detach it. I'm focused on my run. And that's what meditation is. It's like when people are like, oh, I take 40 minutes to meditate. It's like, well, fuck, if you really want to be good at what you're doing, I would not be able to have a good podcast with you guys if I'm thinking about my relationship, what happened 2 weeks ago with a fucking girl. No, I'm locked into the fucking podcast. This is meditation. Wait, this is true. This is it. I'm like, this is it. I'm actively so present with you guys. When I'm brushing my teeth, I'm trying to meditate while I fucking brush my teeth. I'm thinking about the fucking bristles. I'm thinking about it. I'm trying to see where's this globe of focus inside of my head. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, when I pour on, I fucking pour on. Like when I'm in the podcast, I'm locked in the fucking podcast. Like I let go of everything. And I think the best fucking people inside of business, they have the ability to walk inside of this room and be like, I gotta let go of everything to be fully fucking present inside of this room. Whatever task I'm doing, I'm focused on this fucking task so I can give it 150 fucking %. When I'm fucking running, I'm that fucking athlete when I'm running. I'm like, I'm a fucking athlete. Like, I want somebody to walk by and be like, yo, are you a soccer player? I'm like, that was 15 years ago. That's it. Like,
you know what I like about it is true. There's this huge misconception of like, oh, bro, I'm not going to be the best entrepreneur if I'm not working 23 of the hours and sleeping 1. It's like, man, you detach yourself, you take time to yourself, clear your mind, whatever you need, run, fucking eat, whatever. You're going to do more
in that 4 hours,
the next 4 hours,
6 hours.
Exactly. Than you would if you sat in front of your computer and thought you were working for 23 hours. Because you're not working, bro.
And because perception's reality. So what happens is they watch somebody like me on fucking Instagram. They're like, the guy never fucking sleeps. Well, I show you what I want to fucking show you. Pal.
Yes. Boom.
If I don't want to fucking show you, argue with me all you fucking want. But if I don't want to show you about my fucking family and friends, maybe I just don't want to fucking show you about my family and friends because they want a sense of fucking privacy.
Yeah, it's true.
Somebody was fucking trying to hit up. Bro.
Pull the phone
I'm
out.
going to fucking show you guys. Look at this WhatsApp text from my dad. Like, talk about, like, look at this, my dad right here. So, hey, Daniel, somebody's calling you. They said they know you and they found your Nuno's number, blah, 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 and they have a number right here. And my grandfather's number.
What?
So what I'm saying is, the reason why I'm saying this, why I just showed you, they're trying to, you know, they're trying to call your grandfather, blah, blah. Sometimes I just want to leave my fucking family and fucking friends out of it. I don't want to fucking show everybody, you know, my personal life and what it is 24/7. This guy came up to me. I was drinking 2 nights ago. I think I was at NoCon. Guy follows me on Instagram. He's like, oh, he looked at me. He's like, so you drink, eh? I looked at him like, what do you mean? He's like, yo, it's crazy. He's like, what do you drink? And his eyes were lit up as if I was a fucking robot. Right? I'm like, why are you excited, dude, that I drink? Right? I'm like, if I pulled out a fucking spliff right now and I started rolling weed in front of you, what would you do, dude? And I looked at him, right? I'm like, you'd probably go nuts. You'd probably just go crazy. And then I said, I'm like, dude, don't like, I control this. You know, I control because I say this social media, it's fucking work for me. I treat it like it's fucking work. I come in, I pour value, I train sales. You dictate, that's how you know. You're coming in at Daniel's social media, you're not gonna fucking see him at a bar taking 17 tequila shots. Sometimes you will if I fucking feel like it. You know what I mean? But like majority of the time, 95% of his work. And I chose to put it that way, you know? I chose to play the social media game that way. That's it. That's my thing. But I also say it's like, you know, I'm human, you know, like I'm human and, you know, I don't know how we got on the topic, but yes, I choose to show whatever it is, and I have those outlets 24/7. Nobody sees when I go fucking take a nap at 5:30, but I go take a nap at 5:30 to 6, or
not bad,
5:30 to 6:15. No, and I do it daily.
Yeah.
By the way, I do it fucking daily. I get up. Steve, do I take naps every single day? I tell him to shut the fuck up when he's downstairs sometimes editing a video. I'm like, Steve, the fucking tick, 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 tick. I hear the edits. He's like, yo, what's so sensitive? I'm like, it's a little noise. I'm like, you can blast fucking Tiesto, but that little noise, I'm like, can you go somewhere else, bro? I'm just trying to take my nap right now. Go in another fucking, go in the lobby, go do something. Nobody sees that.
Yeah.
You know?
true.
But
but
we
human,
always say
bro.
that too.
You're
We always
human.
say like fucking Gary V, most
Yeah.
active person on
Yeah.
all social platforms.
Yeah,
Never
but-
seen his family.
yeah.
It's because he chooses that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's the same thing, right? Like you get to pick and choose. And I think that where I'm going with this is a lot of people don't think they can be consistent on social media without showing everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you get to choose what you put out.
Yeah, you really do, man.
You know?
And then look, like Gary, when he posted a picture of his
Finally,
new
yeah,
girlfriend
yeah.
or something, I know everybody in their head's like, wow, the guy fucking dates or whatever. We were all thinking, well, like the fucking guy dates, right?
This
How
guy
does
sent
he
me the
have-
thing. He's like,
Okay,
bro, did
yeah,
you see that?
Did you see it? Blah, blah, blah. You're like, because you're like, oh fuck, you know what? It's true. Like he doesn't show anything of his personal life.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't show anything of his personal life. He's been on maybe 400 fucking dates or who knows, right?
yeah,
But like
yeah.
he chooses that way. Maybe he wants a sense of privacy for his family or whatever the case
Yeah.
is, right? So it's like, you know, just because you see it doesn't mean that's the do all end all of it. Right?
Yes, it's true.
I wanna ask you for any potential speakers out there, because you are a fucking amazing speaker, bro. I gotta
Yes.
tell you that. We came up in your event. I think it was December, right?
Yeah.
Dude, and me,
December.
was it December? When was it?
What event?
No, we were speaking.
Oh,
on
in September.
September.
Or September or August. In summer.
I don't even remember.
It was
now.
September. It was
September.
September.
Sorry, my bad.
Not December. Yeah.
This guy's
no,
all
September.
fucked,
I'm all
bro.
I was
fucked.
fucking in Miami. at that
Anyways,
time.
yeah.
I was
So
fuck
me,
December again.
me and this guy were like, all right, you know what? We got a podcast. We could fucking do this. It's fucking easy. Whatever.
You guys
bro.
crushed it, by the way.
So we
Hey,
get
you
there.
guys fucking crushed it. Hey, one sec. I was talking about this with my friends. I'm like, shit, we were doing like interview style, and he fucking gets up and he's like, listen, I gotta tell you guys something. Then he gets up, he's like, you guys, I'm like, I should have gave the guy a
That was
keynote.
not planned, bro. That was not planned,
but
right?
it was just we were just having a good time as if it was a podcast.
But like
Yes.
we were there and we were just like, you know
Yeah,
what, we
yeah,
have
yeah.
we have our own fucking podcast. We should be able to smash this, no
Yeah,
problem.
yeah,
blah,
you
blah,
guys
blah.
smashed
And we're
it, yeah.
sitting down and me and this guy were like,
I know you told me.
you
Yeah,
know,
bro.
we're looking behind this, all the people. I'm okay, but I'm looking at you and like,
Yeah.
bro, the confidence you have is like you're just talking to me.
Right.
It's like you're talking
And
to one person.
And I was like, bro,
Fucked.
how the fuck is this guy doing? Like, I don't know how this guy's doing this, right? So I know you all obviously have experience at this
Yeah,
point, right?
yeah.
But what kind of advice do you have for someone that wants to get into guest speaking, or maybe they don't have enough confidence to start, or maybe they're just learning and they need to kind of, you know, catch some L's. Maybe I don't know. How did it go for you?
I think I got, because I've never had like a speaking coach, and I've never ever said in my life I want to be a speaker.
Yeah.
And I think that's where it kind of gets fucked up, because that's a general statement.
Okay.
So it's like when somebody says it's like, yo, I want to be a speaker, I'm like, whoa. The best speakers that you ever listen to on YouTube and stuff, they got so hyper focused on one subject first, and they got so fucking good at it. So when I got good at speaking, it's because, man, I fucking hyper focused in sales, and I was training one employee, just like you guys said, it felt like I was speaking to you.
Yeah.
It's because like I started training like high schools on the sales process, and then I'm like, okay, high school's 17 people in a fucking classroom, and then it was like a company of 50 people. I seen myself as a sales trainer.
Okay.
Right. So I seen myself as a fucking trainer of a subject.
Okay.
Then I started getting confident in that area, right? My energy started going up because I'm like, I'm getting better at it. So my energy started increasing. Then other shit came off as motivation, blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, yo, learn how to train on one thing first. Get fucking good on one thing first.
Yeah.
Like what can you train on where people know you're an expert in that field so they fucking trust you? When you want to diverse after and you're on stage and you say something left and you say something, they're going to trust you because you're fucking hyper focused in one. So you showed off at one set. Like, you're like, fuck, I'm good at this.
Yeah.
I always say, it's like, no matter fucking what. We were in Dallas this weekend. I don't have to think about what I'm going to fucking talk about because I know I'm going to get up there. I'm going to fucking drill in sales for a bit. I'm going to train this audience in sales because I know I get good at that. And then when I'm doing that, I got that fucking knack in me because I got that confidence in me that I'm going to ramble on and some other shit's going to fucking happen.
Yeah.
They will never ask me. My guys will, yo, what are you speaking on today? Don't even ask me that, bro. I'm going to go up there. I'm going to talk about sales in the beginning fucking stage. How do you say this to a prospect? How do you say that to a prospect? Then I'm going to make some jokes. I'm going to see where the audience is. Then I'm going to go a little bit heavier with that joke. I'm not going to fucking say that joke, blah, 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 right? But I'm just like, yeah, it's like sales. Like I want to make sure they're coming in and they're getting the fucking value out of it. And over everything, everybody wants to be like motivational now. I think it's like you got to hound into one subject so people can remember you for it, right?
For that,
So like I always tell people when they're like trying to be a speaker, I'm like, dial in. Like what is it that you're going to dial in? So when people come on there, they're going to remember you for that subject that you trained them on, right? Like instead of just being like, you know, another, you know, motivational
Just
speaker.
saying just shit,
There's like, so when you boil it all fucking down now, when you really boil it all down, this motivational speaker, that fucking motivational speaker, now you can count them on fucking 5 hands and be like, oh, that's where it came. Like, you like, don't try to be the next fucking Tony Robbins.
Yeah.
That's Tony.
Yeah.
That's fucking Tony. But like, that's him, man. You don't try to be him.
Yeah.
We just had a guy come up to us, I'm going to be the next Tony Robbins. Are you fucking kidding me? You're going to be Tony Robbins.
Yeah.
I'm going to go show you a video from him when he was 20 fucking 5. Doing the same fucking shit when he was 20 fucking 5. That's a certain level. That's him. You put him in that's him. Don't try to be like him. You do your own thing and you try to fucking be like you and you add some, like, I don't want to be like fucking anybody. I'm going to drill in this. I'm going to make my own fucking concepts. I'm going to train on. I'm going to get a little bit better. Right? I'm not going to try. Because then, and why do you also sell yourself short? As well. That's another thing. It's like, why do you need to be like somebody else when you could just figure out your own shit and get a little bit fucking creative? It's like, what? Like, I hate when people are like, man, if I could just be like Daniel. It's like, bro, I'm fucking human. Why are you selling yourself short already? Like, you should be like, yo, Daniel's fucking great, but at one time, if he's fucking slows down, I'm gonna kick this guy's ass. I'm like, that energy is gonna propel you 10 times further. I'm like, that competitive fucking energy is gonna pull you 10 times further. I'm like, why do you have to sell? Like, why do you want to be fucking? If I could just be half of Daniel. Bro, we're both breathing. We got air in our fucking lungs. What's the fucking difference, dude? If you knew me 10 years ago, you wouldn't even want to be a percent of me. You'd be like, fucking let me stay away from this fucking guy. So it's like I always say, it's like, if I'm fucking like, I'm like, life is like, business is like, you know, I'm like, I like you guys, blah, 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 cool, love each other. But then it's also like, nobody's ever gonna fucking outwork me. And I really, really, really mean that. Like, I will make sure I go to bed and I'm just like, nope, nobody's gonna outwork me.
I'm curious. Do you there's something called the orangutan effect, okay? Where it's like if you were to teach something, like to teach something to an orangutan, whatever, 9 times out of 10 the orangutan won't understand it, but you've also taught yourself something. Like you learned something in trying to teach someone something.
Yeah.
So I'm curious.
Highest form of learning. One of the highest forms of learning.
So there you go. So I'm curious, as a speaker, like, do you find yourself doing that all the time?
150%.
Yeah.
Dude, I would love to show you guys fucking like B-rolls on stage sometimes. Like when I'm on stage, I'm like, fuck, something just clicked. I just learned something. And I literally say it out loud too. And then I tell my audience, where it's like, listen, it's like, you know, the highest form of learning is teaching somebody else something. So you get 150%. Because the first level is like, you learn some shit. Second level is like, you go apply some shit. Third level is you go teach some shit. The fourth level is when you kind of experience something. So that's an experiential thing. So it's like, that's almost unexplainable at one point. So it's like, that's like when people say like breakthroughs and stuff like that. That's when people are like, yo, I can't even fucking explain what happened, dude. That's like the highest level of learning. Like when people take, you know, certain drugs and certain medicines, right? To like, when you ask somebody, if I were to go ask my friends, yo, so what is it like, you know, when like you're on shrooms or something, like when somebody, a lot of people will try to. There's some people that are great at fucking explaining it, like when you're on YouTube, but most people, it's fucking an experience. And I feel like that's like the fucking highest level of learning, right? So to me, the only way you can get to that point is you start putting yourself in positions where you're able to get that breakthrough moment. You know what I mean? So it's like why I say like maybe sometimes you should show up to an event. Maybe you should listen a little bit more and you can experience a breakthrough moment, wherever the case is, you know?
Dude, I came to one of your events. I tell you all the time. That's what I had a fucking breakthrough. I had a fucking breakthrough, literally.
And you weren't even going in with the intention of
I was just going in. I'm like, all right, Matt's going, Zoab's going. I'm like, let's fucking go have a good time, meet some people, right? And I literally had a breakthrough. That was fucking insane.
This guy
you make
literally
me laugh when you say
fucking insane, bro.
He came the next day to the office being like, you gotta see this guy, bro. Shows me your Insta, whatever. He starts snapping.
And you're like, what the fuck? But he's like, you can't explain it.
And bro, he was going. And I think it was right after he came to your show that literally our business as a whole started offering consulting. He's like, bro,
literally.
He's like, it was a breakthrough. Breakthrough. He's like, we need to start doing
this. All right,
this.
send me a commission check. You know, I got you. That 15 M's, bro. 30%. Just give me a percent.
I got you, bro.
No, so it was crazy, man. Listen, if we keep going, they're gonna charge us $20K to be in this room. But listen, before we get out of it, you've answered this question. We always ask it at the end. Money buys happiness. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think, you know, I think money, I will keep saying it, money is super fucking important. I think you need money no matter what. I'd rather have it than not fucking have it.
Yeah.
Period. I'd rather have money than not have money. And I'm sure a million people have came on your episode and said the same fucking thing, right? It's like, but I'm going to tell you what, it's not the point. I hate when fucking people saying, I'd rather be crying in this than not crying in that, blah, blah, blah. Well, to me, it's like, no matter how much fucking money you have, doesn't matter how much fucking money you have, I think you got to be happy with who you are right now, just as a fucking person and just for fucking waking up. Yeah. Because if that's, I don't need anything else, man. Guys, like, I really fucking mean this. Money's great. Of course, it's better to have more than it is to have less. And I'm saying it as somebody that fucking made money. Yeah. I'm not saying it as some fucking spiritual fucking guru that's like I made money inside of my business. I was fucking broke and I was making fucking money. I'd rather have money.
Yeah.
Argue with me, whatever you want to fucking argue.
They won't.
But whatever, some
audience.
people will.
Yeah,
whatever. But and also at the same fucking time, if you think that's a fucking do all and end all and you play the chase game for the rest of your fucking life and you think you always need that to, that's it, that's gonna be it. And you couldn't wake up this fucking morning and everybody asked me, yo, what's your why and what's your purpose and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, dude, I fucking woke up. I'm not the type of guy that needs 18 fucking indicators to get me fucking moving. I'm like, I woke up and that's fucking enough. And that is my why. And I said this once on Instagram and I'll say it one more time here. Yeah. I'll say it's like, when everybody's like, what's your why and what's your purpose and why do you do what it is that you do? And I always fucking say, I'm like, dude, my why is to live. Like I'm fucking living. That's enough. Right? And if you put some other purpose on a pedestal, like some other why on a pedestal, I'm like, what you really do is you indicate that life within itself is less important than your fucking why. Think of what I just said. It's like you living is less important. Like today is less important than the why that you need to get you fucking moving.
True.
Wow.
That's fun.
You know what I mean? It's like,
true.
I just think I'm like, yo, I'm living life within itself. This is it. This is existence. This is why it is. Why it is what it is. Nobody knows what the answers are to of life. I'm living. I'm existing. That's fucking enough. I don't need to put a purpose on a pedestal. And that's why I do what I fucking do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Whew.
Anyways.
Damn, bro.
This was fun, guys. This was a good podcast.
No,
we might have
man.
to get you back again.
Yeah,
bro.
no, we appreciate it, man.
This
Fuck.
season 2 kickoff?
This is season 6, brother.
Oh, season 6.
Bro, we're going in.
What season was I on?
You're on 4.
We were on 4.
Yeah.
We've been zooming, bro.
Yeah, we've been snapping,
Season
man.
6.
Consistency,
Wow.
baby. You know how it
Wow.
goes. Dan, listen, bro, it's been
I
a
appreciate
fucking
you guys
pleasure.
having me.
No, man, it's a pleasure for you coming out and man, wishing you all future success. I know you're gonna kill it. I don't really have to do that, but you know what I mean. Just do it anyways.
Make sure y'all subscribe.
Yeah.
All right. Comment
to
some
you
shit.
guys.
Comment some shit. Like some shit. Whatever,
Any
man.
questions
Just
for
fucking
Dan?
engage.
Hate on some stuff. You guys want to hate on me?
let's see. Let's
I'm
see.
good to hate on. If you guys want to hate on me, please give it to me. No. I'm good. I'm good with it. You
We
guys
love it.
throw all the fucking punches. I love it.
Anyways, Dan, once again,
Appreciate it.
thank you, brother.
Thank you, guys.
Guys, like, subscribe, do the fucking duties. You know what it is. Season 6, we out.